connecting. Okay, that is great. It was not connecting before, so we were not getting, well, connection because it wasn't live yet. Looks like it is going live now. Let me double check over here before I just start waffling on because then you guys aren't gonna see anything because it's not connected yet. I will say in the meantime, while we're letting things connect, because we're connected to multiple places at the moment. So while we let everybody in the room, if you do hear a puppy dog snoring, my sidekick Jarvis is sitting down here, and he does snore, and he has joined us, and apparently he has gotten very, very comfortable, and he is chasing rabbits in his sleep. So if you do hear a puppy dog snoring and potentially waking up and barking, that is what's happening. He is happy in a meadow in his brain and is chasing rabbits, other dogs, not sure. He's chasing something in his sleep. So that is what's going on. Yay, okay. Looks like we're actually live this time. Wonderful. Tech gremlins are always gonna tech gremlin, are they not? Okay, so let's get started. You're here because you are sitting on opportunities that could be turning into deals and revenue, but your follow up system is leaking value faster than most investors want to admit. So, I want to put some real numbers behind that. There is a long standing research from Inside Sales, which is now called Zant, if I'm pronouncing it right, that found if you respond to a lead within 5 minutes, you are up to 100 times more likely to connect with them than if you wait even a little bit longer. And Harvard Business Review has backed up their study on leads and said most companies only ever make contact with 27% of their leads. That means, if you do the math, 73% of their opportunities you generate never ever become a conversation. So there's a kicker to that. We're in the final 20 days of the year. Q4 isn't where revenue ends. Q4 is where Q1 momentum is built. So your January pipeline is being shaped right now. If your follow up system is leaking in December, your Q1 revenue will leak right along with it. So today we are going to fix that. How does that sound? So if you're an investor or in the home field, home relations, you can expect quick decisions and real deal flow. If you are expecting that, you are in the right place. If you've watched leads go silent because follow up wasn't immediate, you're in the right place. If your CRM feels more like a digital filing cabinet or a Rolodex than an actual system, you are absolutely in the right place. If you are here, I want you to drop a one in the chat if you have ever had a promising lead go dark simply because the follow up didn't happen fast enough, right? Did you miss one because you thought you followed up and didn't or got busy and something happened? You don't have a lead generation problem. You have a lead processing problem. Leads come in at random times. You're juggling deals. You're working with other people. You're working with underwriting and contractors and lenders and partners. You can't follow up instantly every time. You're human. But your competition, they're not always better. They're just faster. And the data behind this is kind of brutal. That Zant study that I mentioned a minute ago says that 400 you are 400% more likely to qualify a lead if you contact them in under 5 minutes. And after 10 minutes, the odds drop by 90%. This is not about effort. This is about infrastructure. So let me tell you about 4 invisible leaks that are draining your deal flow, and we're actually going to work with them today and solve them. Number 1, your missed inquiries are going nowhere. So that investor I mentioned who called you, is now talking to someone else because you didn't call them back in those 5 minutes. Or you're responding too slowly. That window closes before you even realize it was open. Or number 3, no structured nurture. Those deals often need multiple touches. They say 5 to 12 touch points before these people are going to respond, and most people stop with 1. Or your CRM has no automation. A CRM is storage, right? It's just storing something, it's a database. Storage does not close deals, systems close deals. So if your CRM is overwhelming you, or if you avoid it until Friday and then you just go and check or you update it, I want you to drop a yes in the chat. If it feels overwhelming, if you're in Salesforce or MailChimp and you're just like, oh, I cannot do this, you're in the right place. So let's get to the part that actually changes your pipeline. You do not want to hear me waffle on letting you know that, yeah, your pain point, it's real. It's real and it's backed up by science. You know that. You know it's real. You don't need that. You need to know how to change it and what separates consistent closers from everyone else. It's not hustle, it's automation. It's building an automation, and that is what I do, and that is what I'm gonna show you how to do and empower you to do it today. So let's jump over to Touchstone. If you give me 1 second, I am going to share my screen with you. It is right there, and looks like we are all here. Okay. So I am going to just move my face out of the way so I can see the screen and not just my face. Okay. We are looking at workflows, right? Like I said earlier, when people talk to you, when they are reaching out to you, you've got about 5 minutes to get back with them. So, how do you do that? If you're talking with someone else, if you're in a meeting, how do you get back to them within those 5 minutes? Let me tell you, we're going to create a workflow. And I'm going to show you. So every workflow starts with a trigger of some sort. What is going to be the thing that triggers the action that you then need to do to talk to someone else? Okay. So there are different ways to trigger that workflow. There is the fact that someone called you. So we can say call details. What kind of call details? Well, probably that you got a call into your system. So that call direction is incoming. You had an incoming call. Okay, cool. Maybe they filled out a form. Do you have a contact me form or do you have a survey or some kind of form on your website that is a way for people to contact you, fill out information? So we can actually do both of those ways to get in. So we can add another trigger. Let's say they contacted you with a form, they submitted a form. Okay, which form? We want to be specific. So the form is let's say lead generation. We have a lead gen form on here. Okay, so we're going to save that trigger. So if someone approaches you with a system like Touchstone in two different ways, they either called you or they filled out an interest form, that is going to trigger some kind of action. And that action can happen within different time spans, right? We want to give them maybe 2 minutes. So we can either do it immediately or we can wait a few minutes. So let's say actually, for this first one, for the first text message, we're going to give them to them immediately. Send immediate SMS. Now, why don't we say something like, "Hi, I see that." Oops, apparently cannot press the space bar. I see that you just called. I am sorry to have missed your call. Um, what is this regarding? And that's it. That is it. And then we say, "Save that action," and we have now just texted them back immediately, and hopefully they text us back as quickly. And this, of course, will come through your system. You'll get to see what they text back. Now, maybe if they haven't texted back, we wanna wait 24 hours and then give them an email. So, say we wait 24 hours. Let's see, I like to tell myself what I'm doing up here. So later when I'm looking at these long automations, I was like, "Okay, that one was waiting for 24 hours, so I don't have to click into it every time." Save that action. Okay. So every time we do a wait, and I know I'm jumping into this quickly, but I know that you guys can handle this. Every time we set a wait sequence from now to the end of our workflow, it will always be from the time of those initial triggers. So if the initial trigger is that somebody called, or if the initial trigger is that a form was submitted, you're going to wait for 24 hours from that initial trigger. And now we're going to send them an email. Okay. Send an email. Okay. So we are going to send it from us. We are the user. Put our full name there. You could also put your business name if you want. So full email there. And then, so whenever anyone triggers this system, we are getting some information from them. We're getting their first name, usually their last name and their email and their phone number. Those are usually the bits of information that we're collecting in the system. So if we say hi, and we can actually address this specifically to them, they are the contact. We'll say their first name to make it a little more casual. Hi, Sarah. Um, I hate that ooh, cannot hit a space apparently. Hate that I can't use a space bar. Maybe my space bar is going out. Hate that I missed you. And then we can actually type the link or type the message. So I've got one typed up over here. I'm going to paste it in just to make it a little easier. Um, so we can say, hey, following up on your inquiry, I want to make sure I point you in the right direction. Are you looking for, and then something else? Just hit reply with a letter and we'll take it from there. Looking forward to speaking with you. This is what my typing usually looks like, typo after typo after typo. Okay, so we're in the demo account. The demo account is run by Sesame Street. We have Snuffleupagus, we have Oscar the Grouch. The whole Sesame Street gang is running the demo account. So this is going to be Oscar. Oscar is our main investor because he knows what he is doing. So Oscar, there we go. That is our email. So they have messaged, they have either tried to call or they have submitted an interest form. You have sent them a text back, you waited 24 hours, and then you have emailed. And then we save it. And you can actually test the workflow by putting your own information in there and finding out what happens, what it does. But let me show you another little complication in the workflow. What if they haven't answered and you don't want to just keep like poking them over and over and over, right? Sometimes you might. We probably don't want to do that. That's kind of spammy. It can get you marked as spam. People don't like it. They're going to go with someone else at that point. Well, let me show you some ways to do that. So here someone has filled out a form. They're asking about a listing that they just saw. If you're a realtor, you have some listings out. Someone just said, hey, I saw 123 Sesame Street is for sale. Could I have some more information? Yes, I would love to give you some more information. We are going to add a tag that says, okay, they came into my system by knowing that they are, and I know that they are interested in listings. So I'm going to tag them. This was a listing inquiry. Cool. Then I'm going to send them an email immediately just so that they know, hey, I got that form. Don't worry about it. I'm going to be in contact with you. Here's everything you need to know about that listing. Cool. Then we're going to wait 5 minutes because we know 5 minutes matters and we're going to text message them and we're gonna say the same thing. "Hey, Sally, this is Oscar with whatever brokerage you're at. I just sent you info on that address. Did you get it?" Now, you might be wondering, how did it get this address? This says custom underscore field dot property address. That seems really random. Well, one great thing about the system and these automations, so it actually does get out that quickly, is you can add custom fields. And you will find them once we've added them here for every contact in every form that they filled out. There are lots of different custom fields that we can add to it. How many bedrooms does this listing have? Are they a buyer or a seller? How did they hear about us? What is their preferred contact method? Tell us what they're looking for. When are they planning to make a move? But location preference. So if they have found one and they're filling out this form and they write in the location that they're interested in that listing, our system knows, okay, if they filled out this bubble on this form, they are giving us the address to that listing. So we put that listing in there so we know and they know that we know that they know. Everybody knows that they are looking at that address. And then you always need to put something like reply stop to opt out because that's just keeping us compliant and keeping us legal. Okay. So we've emailed them. They know we've got their information. And that was an immediate email. We waited 5 minutes. We texted them. Now we're going to wait a day. We're going to email them again with more information. So, what happens if we keep talking to them and we keep emailing them and we're giving them these touch points, but we don't want to overwhelm them or we don't want to spam them or we don't want to annoy the crud out of them? We can do a condition about if, if, if this happens, then that happens. Okay. So, we have sent them this email, right? This last email was like, "Hey, one thing I always tell buyers, you're not just buying a house, you're buying a neighborhood. Here's more info about the neighborhood that you were interested in." Gives them more info about it. And then I've got a wait condition, but this wait condition is a little bit different. I'm not asking you to wait for a certain time frame. Like up here, I've asked you to wait for 5 minutes or wait for 1 day. I am asking to wait and see, did someone open that email? Because the system can check if someone opened the email or not. So if they opened the email, great, that person is probably interested. We're going to or engaged in the conversation. So we're gonna tag them engaged. You could also tag them interested, whatever, or active, however you wanna tag them. You get to make up your own tags. And then we're gonna send them a text message saying, "I just wanna check in. Are you still interested?" Because if they opened that email, more than likely they are interested. But if not, we can start a whole different sequence of like, "Hey, that's okay, no problem if this is not the right time. I'm just gonna move you over to my monthly emails. You'll get listings every once in a while. I'm not gonna blow up your phone. I'm not gonna bother you." But we can set up because and I know that that we do need to reach out occasionally just to let them know and keep you top of mind in case they do see something that they're interested in, uh, listing wise, investor wise, however you need to reach out, whatever's appropriate and right for your ideal client. We want to keep them in the loop, so to speak. So we can actually add a condition where we can hypothesize if they are still interested and if they are still engaged, and then take them on a customer journey from that information. So that's a really powerful way of setting up these automations where you're staying compliant and you're staying legal and you're not annoying the crap out of people. So that's two different workflows. Let me show you another one we've got here. So we have talked a new lead. That's a good one. So we've brought someone in. I just told you about how we brought them in. We've got another if this then that sequence. But what I want to show you here is how we can add them to a pipeline. So people have contacted you, great, but do you know that they've contacted you? How do you know? Well, we can actually set something in here that will add them to an opportunity pipeline that will let you know someone just contacted you and whether or not they were a qualified lead. So this one is for a buyer journey. If someone has reached out to you and said, "Hey, I'm interested in 123 Sesame Street." Great. I would love to show you 123 Sesame Street. So as soon as they message you, the this system automatically puts them in the new lead category and lets you know that now there is now someone in the new lead category. Cool. What do I need to do? Then you go through whatever your process is to qualify them and you start moving them through the pipeline. So you set this up or we set this up for you with however your customer journey is. Is this a buyer journey? Is this a seller journey? Those are two completely different journeys. Do we need to do a showing? Do we need to do listings for marketing? Are they under contract? Are they in escrow? Have we closed? Do we need to ask them for, I think I have it here. Can we ask them for a review afterwards? So we have closed, everything's great. Snuffleupagus Brown, lovely Snuffleupagus has moved to a new nest. He would like to say thank you. So he's going to write a Google review about how amazing it was to work with you. So we've moved him into that automation, and this program will then send him questions about, "Hey, how did this go for you? What did you think? Can you recommend me to other people? Do you have any names of people that you would like to recommend using our service?" So it's just a way for you to bring people in, automate whatever workflow works for you and your business and your company, but also not drop leads because they are getting instant interaction with you, but also letting you stay organized so you are not dropping them and you are not losing leads because they were on a sticky note that you forgot they had the sticky note because you were talking to the contractor and then the pipe burst and then your puppy dog ran out of the room and all of a sudden that sticky note fell into the chair and you don't see it and someone else gets the lead because later that night you found it under your chair. That is not what we do. What we do is we stay organized, we interact with people multiple times, but in a way that's not spammy or salesy. And we create relationships and we automate those relationships so that they stay top of mind. Okay, so I have spoken a lot to you, so much. So I want to, let's see. I don't know if you're able to click on this in this live. I do have a little thing that says book an audit. If you are unable to click on it from LinkedIn, then I want to let you DM or let you DM me. We're not letting anything. DM me. So, if you are curious about how this works, I would love to do a free audit on your operation right now. See where you are with your marketing operation, your reach out, and let's look and see where we can plug some holes. So, if you're interested, if you feel like you are dropping leads, if you are losing people, if they're falling through the cracks, then let me let you. This part's going weird, right? Let me see what I can do to help you keep those leads top of mind, feel like they have been authentically reached out to, and not drop any more leads. Let's start Q1 strong. Let's get your operations and your processes strong and good in Q4 so that way when you do hit Q1, you are hitting the ground running and you are not losing anybody when you run. That was a stretched metaphor, but that's okay. That's okay. So, DM me with any kind of message you want to, and we will look at your operations. We will look at your marketing automations and your systems, and we will get you on the right track. It's a free 20-minute call. I can help you get there. It's not a sales pitch. It is a what can I do to help you? And if you have any questions, let me see if I can see questions in this. Let's see. I don't see any right now. But I would love to answer any that you may have. So like I said, DM me, send me a DM, and I will speak to you very soon. Okay, have a great holiday season. I hope you have cold weather because I love cold weather. I think it's wonderful. I hope it is very cold where you are, but you are very warm and cuddled up with someone you love or your puppy dog, like I am. Okay, have a great day. Bye.